Unfortunately, this group took a more reasonable approach, and we reached an agreement, I think in 4 sessions. But that's what's in front of you today. So I'm just asking, I'm not trying for you to change your positions, but if this doesn't get approved and the members of 1917 don't get a raise, and some haven't had an increase for a couple of years. I appreciate you doing your time.
Yeah, just to add to that, we're talking about 2 weeks.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're talking about postponing that.
2 weeks, yeah, we're not voting no, but this is a postponement, so.
So we can have time to review it.
Okay. So is there any other discussion? So right now we have on the floor a motion by Councilwoman Wynn, supported by Councilman Bezura, to postpone until November 3rd. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. Roll call, please.
Ms. Linton?
Yes.
Ms. Croft?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
No.
Mr. Bezura?
Of course.
Mrs. Pat?
No.
Mr. Ramick?
Yes.
Mr. Woolley?
Yes. Motion is postponed. Item 6.14 is a motion to approve the letter of understanding between the City of Taylor and ASME Local 1917.
Motion? Support.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilwoman Cross, supported by Councilman Bezura. Is there any discussion?
I guess, do we want to, I think this was for the same thousand that everyone else, okay.
This is for the bonus. Is there any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. Motion carries. Item 6.15 is a motion to approve the tentative agreement between the City of Taylor and the TPFFA Local 1252. Motion.
Support.
Is there any discussion?
Through the chair, I would make the same motion to postpone this to November 3rd, to allow us time to review the budget and financial information that we just received.
Support.
Okay, I now have a motion on the floor by Councilwoman Witten, supported by Councilman Bezura, to postpone until November 5th.
I'm just wondering if we could have the chief come up for a moment, please. Good evening, Council. Chief, can you give me basically a factual information? It's my understanding that we have 6 personnel at this time in training that are the new hires.
5 personnel.
5 personnel.
basically gets us to compete. And that's what we need to do, compete with these other departments right now. The drop
The sooner we compete, the sooner we get full personnel.
Right.
Go ahead. I was just gonna say, what employees are more important than other employees? I mean, we just voted to not vote on this other employee contract, but now these employees are more important? I don't understand that.
Well, I'll explain it to you, because in my opinion, I have a lot of respect for all the employees of this city.
So do
But
I.
we always
As
talk
do I.
about public safety. Every one of us up here are talking about public safety. Our situation right now in this fire department, police department, no matter what it may be, they're hurting for personnel. So you don't think that this contract is not important at this time?
You're not put words in my mouth.
No, I'm not. You do a fine job of that. But the whole issue of it is that what are we going to look at? What are we going to have to look at to change this contract? That, and I believe Mr. Bezura said last night when you asked, give me a reason why this is so important.
Give me a reason now when it wasn't in May, when we were begging for a
That's right.
contract and told that the contract was impossible in 2021. That's what I was told.
Yeah. But the numbers aren't matching up now.
I hired 10 people since then.
We were told the MOU was to be able to hire people, which they said they've hired 10 people. I want 2 weeks to be able to look at the financial data, which is our job as council, to make sure we can pay for it.
And
And to make sure it's comparable wages and benefits in the community to attract people. I mean,
You don't think we can pay for it?
and Butch, I don't,
I'd like to,
I don't.
Okay, I need to go come to the chair just so I know.
Look at this, Chair, so you can't, you don't think we can pay for it? We seem to find money for everything else.
Bezura? Is that your?
No, I'm asking.
Yeah, they seem
you're
to
asking
find
me,
for
I would
big
like to look at
signs.
the data that we just got today.
Really? Did you have the data yesterday?
Mr. Chairman,
Councilman Ramirez as well.
Okay, go ahead.
And disc golf.
we talked yesterday, we talked in May about wanting to do this. The idea is whether it's coming from someone in the administration or you, that by saying no to something that we haven't had ample time to review is somehow a disrespect for employees, it's just wrong. It's dirty politics to suggest that somehow all of a sudden I'm public safety because I want to do my due diligence on some financial data. I think it's dirty politics. A lot of these guys know me. A lot of these guys know that I'm a #1 supporter of police and fire. That doesn't mean I'm just going to blindly agree to something that in May wasn't urgent. In May wasn't even a possibility. Wasn't on a radar, right? We fought in closed-door sessions, and I sat in this seat saying, what are our hiring practices? What are we doing different? How are we going to get different results in March or April or May or June or July if we don't change what we're doing? And the whole focus was to make sure our guys get a competitive wage, bringing back pensions, and also create an environment where we're able to hire new people. And I was told specifically multiple times that that was going to happen if we agreed to an MOU, because there's no way that a contract is going to come before this council at any time this year. That's what I was told. That's what you were told.
Who told you? Who told us? Did they tell us? Did they tell us? Or who told
We
us?
made decisions based on information that's available to us.
At the time.
From the administration?
Yesterday, you were actually on the board for Post Point, so I'm not sure what happened.
Oh,
last
no,
24 hours.
because I learned a little bit more. In this world, it's full of politics. And you're talking about politics, and everybody sits up here as a politician.
Mr. Wood, I have the floor.
You got it.
I'm not going to engage in the dirty politics and accuse people
Oh.
of disrespecting employees because I want time to look at the financial data. Everybody wants to call me anti-public safety because I'm trying to be fiscally responsible. Fine. Kick me on the way out. That's fine. I've supported these guys, this department, and public safety in this city for 30 years, let alone the 8 years I've been up here. If you want to come at me tonight, fine. F it. I don't care. It's not going to change who I am. It's not going to change what I believe. And that includes making financially and fiscally responsible decisions. We're talking about a lot of money. Of course, I wanted to do this in May. I'm not sure why it's happening in October. But I want to have time to review the data. And from May until now, we have been able to get 10 guys. The numbers are getting better, and I hope that continues. And I did ask the question yesterday, why, despite believing in all my heart, based on information that was available to me, that we'd never do a contract, why not? Why today? And we're, hey, able to attract the new guys, we're able to attract the young guys. We're looking for some more experienced guys and guys that can do the work of a 2 or 3 year-old veteran that maybe we can get for another department. That interests me. At what cost? How much is it going to cost? Let me look at it. Instead of saying yesterday, here's the numbers, and if you don't like it, and if you don't want it shoved down your throat, you're clearly and obviously anti-public safety. That's bullshit.